Thank you, Sarah. Well, welcome everyone. Good to see you here. We have Cody Qualls with us today. Cody is a local singer-songwriter. You know who he is. Just enjoy. But will you sing with us? Okay, here we go. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can't do. Oh yeah. One more time. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. All right, same words, a little more funky. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. One more time. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do.
Tom Lynch, Cody Qualls, thank you so much. Getting us started off right. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, Mile High Church. It's so good to have us be together as a community. It's been a tumultuous week, hasn't it, in our world? And so we get a chance to come into this sanctuary and be with each other, and just being in the presence of one another, I declare, is comforting and is powerful and helps us all to forward our intention for peace. You might have heard in the announcements just now, Sarah indicating that we're going to have our labyrinth open today, our indoor labyrinth. We always have our outdoor labyrinth out there, but today you can go into the community center and walk the labyrinth. And we invite us all, in celebration of the International Day of Peace, to set an intention before we step into that labyrinth of peace. And one of the things that I find fascinating about the labyrinth is that the pathway is leading us ultimately to the center, to the manifestation of that intention. And yet, as we walk the pathway, we notice that we get a little closer to the intention, and then we get a long ways away from the intention, and that is kind of like life. If we stay on the path, we can get there together. And so we encourage you to walk the labyrinth today and to take some time to help us all to manifest peace. What a joyful thing this is for us to do. And I love that Mile High Church is a stand for peace and well-being in the world, and you can see it in our vision and mission. And we're going to say our vision and mission together right now. So please join me for the vision. Oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. And so we walk this path joyfully together. And now we get a chance to step into spiritual practice. I invite us to take a deep breath, to fall into our hearts, and take a moment now as we sing together, have silence, and Reverend Chris Plim will lead us in our opening prayer. Let us begin.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Everything is holy now. In this realization of the oneness of God, the oneness of this church community, the oneness that is in each of us, as us, through us, in this moment. There is only God, Spirit, Source. There is only all the wonderful attributes of God: joy, peace, love, compassion, abundance. That we are all part of this. That our consciousness, the consciousness, is one. And so what is created is ours and for all today. The ripples of this consciousness spread out to our community, to the world, and beyond. I know that Mile High Church, all of you, represent diversity and love and beingness and peace. We know there is love and support for the families and friends of all those associated with the Evergreen school shooting, but also with all the other events this world, the tumultuous events that are occurring. And we know as we realize peace, that peace in our hearts leads us forth and affects the consciousness of the world. I know that each of us, that everyone in this room is blessed today, that Dr. Michelle's message inspires, uplifts, and creates new ways of being for each of us in whatever way that outpictures as our own unique individualizations of spirit. I know that we are blessed in all ways, at all times. And as these words are resonant in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, we know they are resonant in that one mind, that one oneness of God, for it is all together in every way expressed. And I simply say, and so it is.
Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow in a grove on the side of a hill. I don't care if the train runs late, if the checks don't clear, if the house blows down. I'll be off where the weeds run wild, where the seeds fall far from this earthbound town. And I'll start to soar. Watch me rain till I pour on. Catch a ship that'll sail me astray. Get caught in a wind, I'll just have to obey till I'm flying away. Let me leave behind all the clouds in my mind. I wanna wake without wondering why, finding myself in a burst for the sky. Like a wish in a well, free as the sound of a sea in a shell. I don't know, but maybe I'm just a fool. I should keep to the ground. I should stay where I'm at. Maybe everyone has hunger like this, and the hunger will pass, but I can't think like that. All I know is somewhere through a clearing, there's a flickering of sunlight on a river long and wide. And I have such a river inside. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow on the side of a hill, wanna shift like a wave rolling on, wanna drift from this path I've been traveling upon. Before I am gone.
Our words of inspiration today come to support Dr. Michelle's message. And the first one is from Maya Angelou. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. And from Jack Canfield, change is inevitable in life. You can either resist it and potentially get run over by it, or you can choose to cooperate with it, adapt to it, and learn how to benefit from it. When you embrace change, you will begin to see it as an opportunity for growth.
This next song we're going to do is written in response to the Marshall Fire that occurred in my hometown of Louisville, Colorado. At the same time that fire was happening, which was so traumatic for our community, I was going through personal change in my life, seasons of change in my life that reflected this fire, and I couldn't help but notice the profoundness of that moment. And in this season of change, I knew that I was going in the right direction, but it also felt like something was being taken from me at the same time. And it just came out one night. Have you ever felt delivered and forsaken at the same time? This is Burns Down.
It's steady build, a mast, but heat will make you shiver. Oh my, the fire was fast. When it all burns down, it can't take you from me. It can't take me from you. When it all burns down, and now I walk a sliver of all my former paths. The strength of the surrender resolves my sordid past. When it all burns down, and it's taken everything we knew, I'll greet you in the ashes undefeated by the flames. It can't take you from me. It can't take me from you. Whatever blows through town, and even if it took our bodies too, that can't separate us either. I'll meet you in the ether. It can't take you from me. It can't take me from you. When it all burns down, life is such a river. It's a taker and a giver. I'm forsaken and delivered at the same time. Have you ever felt delivered and forsaken at the same time? Life is such a giver. It's a taker and a river. There's a sweetness in the bitter. I'm forsaken and delivered at the same time. Have you ever felt delivered and forsaken at the same? When it all burns down, and it's taken everything we knew, I'll greet you in the ashes undefeated by the flames.
It can't take you from me. It can't take me from you. Whatever blows through town. And even if it took our bodies too, well, that can't separate us either. I'll meet you in the ether. It can't take you from me. It can't take me from you. Have you ever felt free from losing everything? And have you ever felt delivered and forsaken at the same time? Can't take you from me. It can't take me from you. Mile High Band.
Cody Qualls, thank you so much. Beautiful job. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Bijou and Josh and Stu and Rob. Great job, all of you. Wonderful. Wow. Cody's quite a singer and a songwriter, too. Wow, that's amazing, amazing, amazing. And those songs fit right in with what I want to share today. Before I get to it, however, I do want to take a moment to add my support of an invitation for all of you to consider joining us for our fall classes. They start this next week. And if you've not taken a class from us, you'll want to start with the Beyond Limits class. It's a great way not only to anchor in our principles and begin to live them as our sharers shared in the video, it's a great way to be in community. And I think we all need a lot more of community. I mean, it's one thing to come to church here for an hour every Sunday and go away and be inspired and uplifted. It's a completely different thing that has to do with embodying this teaching and living it out in our lives when we step into a class experience. So again, if you've never taken a class, start with Beyond Limits. If you have completed Beyond Limits, there's a whole bunch of other classes. We'll tell you about a few of them at the end of the service, but I hope that you'll consider taking those classes. You can register today out there in the lobby at the event center. And one more thing to keep in mind, we do let people pay for the classes in payments, so you can structure it in a way that will work itself out in your life. So we'd love to see you in classes. And I'm ready to talk about change today. My message is titled Thriving Through Change. And I notice that there's a lot of change that's happening in our world and in our worlds individually and collectively. And it seemed like a great opportunity to really stop and take a look at how change is, we're experiencing it and how we're responding to it and how it's showing up in our lives. I think it's really fascinating that in our teaching, our founder, Ernest Holmes, has a saying that is somewhat of a motto for us in Science of Mind and Spirit, and that is, change your thinking, change your life. And we say it all the time, and we believe it, and we teach it. Hey, if we change how we think about things, we can change our life. Wayne Dyer used to say, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So we want to and often find ourselves coming into this teaching and taking classes and participating in things because we have a conscious desire to make changes in our life. At the same time, I don't know about you, but I've noticed human beings are some of the most change-resistant beings on the planet. I often joke about how it's change your thinking, change your life, but don't change the aisles at my grocery store. That just is not acceptable. We want change, but we hate change. We want change, but don't change this. We want change, but not that. We want change, but don't change your hair. We want change, but don't change the way we're doing things. We want change, but it often comes with that. And so in terms of the creative process and our ability to then actually affect change in our life, here's how it works. The more change-resistant we are, the harder it is to change our thinking and change our life. We have to become comfortable with change. We have to find peace with change, even when it all burns down. We have to find our way through it. And some of us are stuck in our lives because something changed and it broke our hearts, because something changed and we just can't get over it, because something changed and we're too afraid, because something changed and we just don't like it. But people who do actually become powerful change agents in their life, and therefore in the mass life we share together, become people, I believe, who learn to thrive through change, who learn to walk through it powerfully. And so the place we have to start is that we have to understand that there is a difference between this world of form, and when we say that in this teaching, the world of form, what we see, what we know, what's happening, who's here, who's not, where people go, people move, people make change in their lives, people die. This is all, the world of form is an absolute world where we can be guaranteed without a shadow of a doubt that everything you and I know, everyone you and I know, it will change. It will change at some point. And that there's really no use resisting it. It's going to happen. That's what this world of form does. It changes, it moves, it shifts, it fluxes. It's just the way it is. Everything from the seasons to a plant that grows and a tree that grows and the leaves fall off. I think the seasons are a gift to us because we get to see, oh yes, things change and it's okay. I can still survive, I can still thrive even though things change. And I learn not to cling to things or people or conditions or stuff. The material stuff we have, we cling to it, rather than just allow change and transformation to happen. And just as Cody's saying, when we allow ourselves to let go of all that clinging, what happens is we get into alignment with what's really important. Isn't it the people? How many times, even during those fires, did I see people on the news saying, yeah, I lost everything, but my family is still here. And that's what really matters. When things change dramatically, if we're wise, we pay attention and say, yep, everything changed, and the things that still matter, I still have. Well, today I'm inviting us to consider doing that proactively, to accept that everything in your life and my life is going to change, and I'm still going to have what matters. And a huge part of what matters, it has to do with the people that I share my life with. But the most important thing that we have that never changes is the changeless energy of the true nature of who and what we are at the core of us. Our essence, our soul, our inner self, our connection in, with, and as the divine. The changeless place that is constantly there for us. And that the more proactively we find our way into this place, then when big changes happen, the more easily we're able to access it and feel the comfort of it, the creativity that can arise from it, the guidance that can lead us through said changes more powerfully and connectedly. And we find ourselves truly connected to the changeless energy and not so connected or attached, if you will, to the world of form. And when that starts to happen, we begin to make true progress in our life, I think. And we begin to thrive no matter what changes occur. Ernest Holmes says it to us like this: because everything changes rapidly around us, it is difficult to vision a changeless reality. This intellectual difficulty is met when we realize that change takes place within the changeless. The ceaseless movement of life is but a necessary complement of that which does not move. It is life viewing itself in action that it may come into self-realization through fruition. There is a center in everyone that never moves. We stay centered. That's what it means to stay centered, to stay attuned to that changeless inner capital R reality that is the truth of us, to stay centered. And I have some ways today, 3 ways that I think we can stay centered in the changeless no matter how much change is going on around us and continue to thrive. The first area is the changeless original innocence that we are. The original innocence, the aspect of us that is this innocent, connected part, connected to the divine. This innocence, and what I like about this innocence, it's a non-attached, even joyful, creative, possibility-thinking aspect of ourselves. When we lose it in the midst of change, we get stuck. When we stay in touch with it in the midst of change, things can actually be powerful as we walk this path. What keeps us from this often is attachment. There's a lot of conversation in the culture right now about attachment styles. There's a lot of different attachment styles I know that we can study. And my theory is that humans are attached. We're just attached. We're attached to things, aren't we? We get attached. We like what we like. We get attached to what we like, and we get attached to who we like, and we get attached to the way that they have things at our favorite Starbucks, and we get attached. There's constant conversation amongst ministers about how attached people get to the bulletins of the church. My God, do not change anything in the bulletin. Do not change anything that the church does. Just keep doing it the same way. Expecting different results, right? It doesn't work. Doesn't work. But there's attachment. We get attached. Now, I love that one of the noble truths in Buddhism is to let go of attachment. The notion that attachment ultimately leads to suffering. And I think that's absolutely true. That attachment leads to suffering. What they say in Buddhism is it's the second noble truth, and that suffering arises from craving and attachment. And so it's important to understand that we'll suffer the more attached we are. And we sometimes think attachment equals love. If I really love you, I'm very attached to you. No, not really. What it is I'm highly committed to you. I'm very present with you. I'm very willing to be in the midst of the dance of our human experience. And yet I understand that things may change. You may change. You may decide to go this way or that way. And so I learn to be totally present to what is almost like a dance, a flowing experience rather than an attached experience. Imagine two people trying to dance who are attached. It's a fight, isn't it? It's a struggle. Can't happen. And so we understand that we can let go of attachment. When we cling to impermanent things, as I was just saying, we inevitably experience loss, disappointment, and frustration. And so we have an opportunity to let go of attachment. Now, sometimes I notice even my own attachment happens like I get attached to being at home and I have to go to work. And I have to make a shift, the transition from one place to another. I'm attached to here, or I'm at work and I'm working really hard and gosh darn it, I gotta go home. And then I have a little struggle. I think that's kind of a childhood thing, the transition thing from one thing to another. But I see it about myself and I can see that I'm attached and I can breathe through it and I can let go and say, okay, Michelle, it's time to go home now. You've worked enough. Stop. Let's go. And so it's about facilitating myself through that and almost leading myself into my childlike heart. I love that Jesus said that we should all be more like little children. And I think when it comes to allowing ourselves to be in that changeless arena, it is about being more like a little child that can imagine the possibilities, can see the possibilities of life. When change comes, to see it as an opportunity, to see the possibilities, to say, how can I think creatively with this? I think we in New Thought sometimes misunderstand that when we are working hard to change something for the good and it isn't happening or it gets worse, we get frustrated. But what we could consider is, and I've talked to people many times, like, sometimes when it gets worse, it means it's about to get better. Stay with it. Stay present. Think beyond it. See the possibilities. Be a possibility thinker. This change, I don't like it. I don't prefer it. But what could it mean for me? Oh, what's the possibility here? What's the opportunity here? We can see it in a different and powerful way. Holmes says to us, there is a difference whether you believe in actual limitation or merely in a restricted use of freedom. If limitation were a thing in itself, and those are his all caps, you could not change it. But since it is merely an outline of experience, why not use your imagination to enlarge that experience? So we're talking about moving into the changeless original innocence that can welcome the changes that occur here and see them even with delight and possibility. See them even in a deeper way than we ever have before. The changeless innocence of who we really are. The second way I think we can experience and thrive through change is the changeless oneness. I think sometimes when change happens that's uncomfortable or not wanted or not as preferable, we are prone to think, I'm the only person on the planet this has ever happened to. No one can possibly understand what I'm going through. We feel alone and we feel abandoned by life because something that we wanted changed, whether it's someone we loved passed, died, moved on, left us, or there's a change in the status of our health and well-being or our finances or some area of our life. We think we're all alone and no one has ever walked this path before. However, if we really stop and think about it, that's not true. That's just not true. Right now, whatever change you or I might be going through, someone on the planet probably has, at some time or another, successfully walked that path. So I'm suggesting that when we're going through change, rather than opt for feeling isolated and alone and being caught up in dualistic thinking, we lean into our oneness and we say to ourselves, someone has probably been able to walk through this before. And I don't have to know them personally to benefit from that energy, but I have to tune into it. I have to be willing to tune into it. About 3 weeks ago, one of our new practitioners and my friend Tanya had invited me to go skydiving. I jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. And it was quite an experience, both moving up to it, and it has to do with this oneness thing because I'd been studying this and thinking about this a lot for this talk and some others that I've been working on. And so I did some things. I knew I wanted to go skydiving, and she convinced me. It's all her fault. And I thought, okay, this is an opportunity. I'm going to go for it. I've said I wanted to do this. I'm going to go for it. And so in the weeks leading up to it, I have a mother who taught me about visualization and imagery, and I've read a lot about mental rehearsal. So I frequently would rehearse in my mind at the edge of the airplane and jumping out. And that helped. And I was not as anxious as I thought I would be on the actual day. They made it a little more anxious because it was a cloudy day and they made us wait. Like I got there, I was ready to go. And they're like, well, you guys got to wait now about an hour or so. We got to wait for the clouds to clear. Finally, we did it. And it was not a jump on our own. Of course, it was a tandem jump. And so they strapped us to our tandem partners. Mine was a man named Blair. And we didn't actually get strapped to him until we got in the plane. We got in the plane and went up to about 4,500 altitude. And all of a sudden, Blair grabs me and pulls me into him. He's sitting behind me. And I hear clip, clip, and he clips me in. And I'm sitting there next to him, right up against his chest. And I'm like, okay, anytime we're going to jump out of this plane. And I thought, well, how can I really feel comfortable with this? And all of a sudden I realized I could feel Blair breathing. I could feel his chest in my back. And I thought, I'm gonna join him in his breathing. So I started to breathe like him. I started to mimic his breath. And then I started to say to myself, wait a minute, I'm literally one with this guy. And I know it sounds kind of woo-woo wackadoo, right? But I tuned into him. Started saying, maybe I should practice that science of mind stuff. I'm one with Blair. Blair and I are one, baby. We are one. And the minute that I really felt it click in, I could feel Blair has jumped out of a plane thousands and thousands of times. He's not nervous at all. And I felt myself completely relax into him. And then before I knew it, the door was open. He scooted up to the edge of the plane with me in his lap, and we stood there, and I was like, okay, here we go. And not only did he jump out, he did a somersault when he jumped out. And here's a picture. There's me, there's the somersault, there's the plane. And we did a free fall for about 30, 45 seconds, and then he pulled the chute, and then we were flying. We were flying, and we flew all the way down to the earth, and I was ecstatic. I was ecstatic to go from the change of the plane to the sky to the ground. It was joyful. When he unhooked me, I stood up and said, can we go again? Can we go again? I want to do it again. It was like my son when he was a little kid and he'd have fun. Mommy, can I do that again? I felt that same way. It was amazing. And the beauty of it was amazing. But I do think that the key was for me to totally fall into the joy was to become one with him. And I'm suggesting today, whatever changes you're going through, whether you're about to fly out of a plane metaphorically or make a big leap in your life, tune in. Even right here, right now, we are in the soup of oneness. I bet whatever you are struggling with in your life, there's someone in this very room or watching online who's mastered it. Got health issues? Take a deep breath and tune in to anyone in this room who has easy, joyful health. Struggling with your relationship with your partner or with someone at work or your kid? I bet there's someone here who's got a masterful relationship with their partner or their work life or their kid. Struggling financially, wish that you could create more financial abundance. I bet there's someone here in this very room watching online who is masterful at finances. When we tune into the oneness, we begin to understand that we are connected to all of the good that we ourselves are seeking. It's not some far off thing. It's right here, right now. And again, this is not woo-woo. I mean, physics talks a lot, and I've been studying a lot and enjoying very much the notion of quantum entanglement, the notion that if we take a particle and we split it up and we take it to any end of the earth and do something to one part of it, the other part of it responds in like. There's no distance. There's no locality. You are not separate from the good that you seek. You are right in the midst of it, as am I. We are in the midst of it now, and the more, no matter what changes or challenges are going on, the more we lean in and tune into that and recognize it's not something out there that's going to give it to us. It's not some person who's going to bless us with us. It's us being willing to tune into what's already so about us and let it have its way through us. Then no matter what we choose to do, jump out of a plane, take a risk, step into a new experience, follow our dreams, we have the power, the energy, the mastery to do it. Yes, we might need to learn some things in the world of form, but we can allow ourselves to claim it and accept it as the truth of us. The changeless oneness can help us to thrive no matter what's going on if we tune into it. And the last one is the changeless love. Many times, change comes from the influence of people we don't agree with, mistakes we have made, or things not going the way that they should. This week, we've had some profound changes. We've experienced profound things in the news, shocking shootings at Evergreen High School, not far from here. The shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk. The escalation of uncomfortable acts of war in Gaza and the Middle East. These changes are hard for us to meet. But what I know for sure is hate isn't working for us. We cannot meet these changes with hatred, because hatred is duality. It's born out of separation. It's born out of the world of form that is always changing. The only place we can meet these changes is from that place of divine love. And it's the same whether we're looking at uncomfortable news in the world or in our own life. Accessing that love can change everything. I'm so excited for us to have Valerie Kaur here October 3rd. And she has a process and a story in her book, See No Stranger, that is extremely relevant to the times that we're in. Love is a way. It is the way for us and for ourselves. It's the only way through to transformation. And when she was younger, she talks about how she's born out of the Sikh tradition. She's a Sikh, and she is practicing the Sikh tradition. And she was hearing a lot at an influential time in her life from Christians and Catholics who were telling her that if she wasn't believing like them, she was going to go to hell. And this really bothered her. And it was fostering, I think, some hate within her and anger and a sense of separation. And she didn't understand why they would feel that way about her. And so she explains in her book, See No Stranger, that one day she was in her gurdwara and they were doing their spiritual practices, and she just couldn't take it anymore. And while everyone's eyes were closed, she got up and she ran out of the gurdwara, and she decided she was going to go to the closest Christian church, and she was going to confront the spiritual leader of that church about why they would absolutely believe she was going to hell. So she ran to the first church she could find, and she pounded on the door. And the door opens, and the person who opens the door was the organist who was there practicing for services. And Valerie confronts her and says, "Why do you think that I am going to hell just because I'm not a Christian?" And this woman said, "I don't believe that." And it shocked Valerie. And the woman led her into the church, and they sat there in the church alone together. And this Christian woman just heaped love on her. And she said it changed her forever. It changed her hatred forever. It returned her to her own sense of love and connectedness. And so now when Valerie does events a lot of times, she will put up we have a picture of it, this storytelling booth where people go into the booth and they get to record. And what she asks them to record is, tell us a time when an act of love changed everything. And she's got countless stories of people who have experienced that, as I'm guessing there are quite a few here in this room. When we're in the midst of change, if we can remember these acts of love that can change everything, it can inspire us. So I innocently this week, earlier in the week, recorded a message to talk about this talk and asked people to submit the answer to the question, when has an act of love changed everything? And usually, anyone who knows me knows that when I put something on social media, I get hundreds of responses. I got 3. I started to feel sad about it, but then I realized, after all that occurred in the news this week, I too was avoiding social media because I just don't want to look at the hatred that's there. So I'm guessing maybe you all didn't see my recording. But 3 people answered, and they gave beautiful, beautiful answers. I'm grateful for those responses. Alisa, I don't know if there she is, she shared beautifully that she was speaking back east in a church once and sharing about how she had come to a place of forgiveness of her father, that she'd been able to see him as the innocent child that he was, even though he did whatever he did that she needed to forgive him for. And she shared beautifully, and then when she was done sharing, the minister asked if new people who were there that week would stand, and Elisa's brother stood, and she didn't know he was there in the congregation. And she said she could see in his eyes that through that sharing that he also had come into forgiveness for their father. And it was a beautiful moment of love and transformation. And Sylvia shared a story that maybe many of us have experienced. She came into possession of a new kitten at one time, and this kitten was very cat-like and very mischievous. and was tearing up her curtains and climbing curtains and tearing up things in her house. And she was trying to get the cat to behave and disciplining the cat. And finally, one day, she decided she was just going to breathe and unconditionally love the cat just as it was. And guess what? It stopped. Became a loving companion to her, living a long life with her beautiful, beautiful cat. And Kimberly shared with me, and I knew she moved down south. She moved south a number of years ago, and she said she made a choice to lead with love and meet people in the South who are different than her, I suspect, had different values and different ideals about things, to meet people right where they were, releasing judgment and welcoming compassion. Thank you for those 3 stories. Beautiful stories of love. I know absolutely that when we're in the midst of change individually and collectively, we can also surrender into that love, a love that can change everything. It can change our outlook. It can change our viewpoint. It can change our sense of what's so. It can change us at the deepest levels of our being. And this is how we thrive. We will not thrive through anger and resistance and hatred and frustration. We can only thrive when we surrender into our original innocence, when we surrender into oneness, and when we surrender into the changeless love that calls to each one of us. Valerie even talks in her book about how they've done brain studies on people who practice this kind of love, and says that we can change how we see things and how we see other people, but we have to be willing to see with our hearts and see with humanity. And we can see the changes in someone's brain when they make that shift. Let's make that shift. Let's thrive through change together this week. I invite you to join me now in prayer. I invite our practitioner prayer partners to stand and remind us all that after this service today, you can come forward for prayer. This is one way to access that oneness, is to let yourself be prayed for, to be uplifted. And so as we step into this beautiful opportunity, we breathe together now and feel the oneness that calls to us, the oneness that is us, the oneness that always has been and shall always be the truth of us. We feel it, we surrender into it, we sink into it like an old familiar chair that just embraces us, an old familiar couch or a blanket. We are nestled, held in oneness and connectedness right here and right now, sourced by the living waters of the infinite presence, sourced by the beauty and the light of every being everywhere, sourced by the good that exists in this world. And we are powerful, magnificent beings who can walk a path of life no matter what is occurring, and allow ourselves to thrive and to move forward with power and love and light, being a beacon of light for all. Indeed, I accept and declare that this day, as we've been in this resonant field of love together and connected together, it appears as though we've just come to church, but the truth is, because of that quantum entanglement, we have forever impacted each other's lives. And the success and the joy and the love that is here goes with us forever and ever. And it reaches out to everyone in our life, and we are the beneficial presence of the divine. I accept this as the truth of us, the changeless truth of us, that we can access and meet any change in the world of form with confidence, with love, with light, with wholeness. I'm so grateful that this is the truth of us now. As I release this prayer, letting it be, letting it go in absolute faith and trust, it is done. And so it is. Amen.
Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. Wish me on my way through the dawning day. I wanna flow, wanna rise, wanna spill, wanna grow on the side of a hill. Wanna shift like a wave rolling on. Wanna drift from this path I've been traveling upon. Before I am gone.
Yes, Cody, thank you, thank you. And as we now step into that time where we share our tithes and offerings, I do want to call out and celebrate a very important team we have here. Sometimes you might see them, sometimes you might not. They are out there all over the place in our sanctuary, out in the parking lot, here when there are classes happening. They are our safety team. They are here to keep us safe. They have invested time and energy in policies and procedures such that if anything occurred here, even right now, that they would be right there to help us all exit this building. They keep an eye on everybody coming onto our property during night classes and every event. And many of them are, you don't know who they are because they're wandering and they need to have eyes on us and eyes on what's going on without calling too much attention to themselves. But their leader, who's an employee, a full-time employee here, is Mr. Joel Dash, and he's our safety director. And we want to thank them and thank you. Because of your contributions, we can have a beautiful safety team. Yes. And if you are someone who has some of those skills or a desire to be on the safety team, Joel asked for you to reach out. They are looking for a few new volunteers, and you're always welcome to email him or catch him out in the lobby here often on Sunday mornings, and he'll be happy to tell you more about the safety team. And now I invite us to give what we're going to give, and thank you for your generosity. You can give through the baskets that will be passed or online or text to give. And as we do give our gift today, please say our affirmation with me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
I'm a soldier, I'm just bleeding, wounded on the side of the road. If you meet someone who thinks something of you, you can take or leave it. Don't believe it. No, I'm not teasing. If you've got someone who's giving you a beating, you've got to leave them. La la da da, you can help us sing along. I mean it, I really mean it. Don't believe it, don't believe it. Now get up and get gone. Don't believe it, don't believe it. You know I'm coming home. And what gets said says more about the singing than your soul. If it doesn't feed it, then you don't need it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. So how y'all feeling? I said, how y'all feeling? Everyone's been dumped on once or twice. But we can wake and change the world. There's power in our words. If it isn't healing, don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Now get up and get gone. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. You know I'm coming home. Thank you, Mile High.
Wow. Thank you, Cody Qualls. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, that great Mile High band. Wow.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Awesome, huh?
I want to thank our new people who are here today and tell you that this is like it every Sunday.
Yeah.
Like every Sunday. So please come back, but stop into our Welcome Center today. I'll be there. We have a free gift for you. We also have a 10% discount for any new person in the audience on our classes, and that's a big deal. And I also want to tell you that this Friday, the 19th, we have our volunteer recognition dinner and fun time. The theme is Inside Out. We invite all of our volunteers. That's those who are here today, our Make a Difference group, our safety people, our youth, anyone that I've missed, I apologize, but anyone who volunteers is invited. We have dinner, and then we'll have some games and some prizes, and so you can also dress up just like I will. So, looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, Patty. Patty, tell us about your class.
Yes, I'd love to tell you about my class Thursday night, Existential Metapsychiatry. And it sounds really difficult. Existential meta means beyond the physical, a greater understanding, a deepening of our spiritual practices, who we are. And so many of you have taken this class before, not because you didn't get it, but because you come back again and again because we receive so much. So I look forward to seeing you Thursday night.
And I'll be teaching a class on Mondays. It's an online-only class. It's at 5:30 on Zoom. And if you've ever wondered, hey, I think I know what I think about life, but my life isn't reflecting what I think. What's that about? Well, this class is for you because this class delves into that deeper mind. It's called self-mastery, and it's all about looking at our emotional life and our deeper unconscious thoughts to help to create more consistency so that we do have our thinking match what's really going on at the deeper level. So we'll explore all sorts of ways to do that. Looking forward to that. And tonight, I will be here for the 5 o'clock Healing Light service. If you want to come back and join me, the labyrinth will be open before the service for about an hour before, and you can walk it if you don't get a chance to walk it in the community center today. It's a beautiful meditation service, and I hope you'll be here for that. And we've got some food or something out on the patio. Is that right, guys? What's going on?
Today we have a pancake breakfast supplied. So we have regular pancakes, gluten-free pancakes, pork sausage, and vegetarian sausage.
Yummy. Wow, great.
We really want to do this for the community, so it's a community event. We have love donations, but otherwise we just want to feed everybody. So please come join us.
Great. Yay. And those love donations benefit the youth department, right, Stacy? Yeah, all right. Thank you. So pay for your pancake breakfast. All right, let's stand together. Let's stand together, and please say after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. I am thriving through it all. And so it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other